hour 7:30, or actually 20 to 8. We're just riding Comet, day 5 of our ride on Comet, under saddle. Just about always what I want to do is I want to start the horse off always with calm for the foremost. And in doing that, getting up, getting on, I expect the horse not to move and to be relaxed with getting up and getting off. I want her to learn, all my horses to learn to relax and just stand. And in doing that, I want to teach them, as soon as I get up on them, to flex and give me their neck when I ask. And the exercise just starts off like this. I want them to bring it, hold it, and then when I'm ready for them to take it back, I ask with the other hand to take it back. Ask for the head to come down, tell her to relax some more, ask for the head to come back around, and keep flexing until I get more and more and more, making sure that I have no control on her face to hold it. I want her to learn to hold it until I tell her otherwise with the opposite hand. And we want to do that on both sides before we start doing anything. So I want to get the flex, but this is not a move exercise, so I just want, if she moves the back feet like that, then I'm just going to keep her moving the back feet until I want her to stop. Ask her to stop again, let her relax a little bit, go back and start the exercise again so she doesn't move. Here she's doing exactly what she knows she's supposed to be doing, so straighten her out, ask her to put her head down, and relax. Give a little spanking because she's being a little bit uncooperative there, go back and ask. So again, work on the bend, reward her for it, and straighten her out when she does a good job. Now this really comes in handy for when you're first starting to take your first few strides with your horse, in that you've got good control over her. So I want to pick a direction, left or right, and I want to bend her head, and then I want to ask her to move and go around in that same bend. Now, if she happens to have a little fit, I can pull her face around and I can get her to stop. If I start off with a straight ride, then she'll take a hold of the bit and I'll lose control of her, and if she starts bucking, then I really got a ride on my hands. So every time she does something right with a head drop, a relaxed neck, I want to reward her really nice with that, and then go back to asking for her to calmly walk off. And stop with a nice low neck and relax. These first few minutes are always about relaxation. It's got to be about relaxation. You can teach your horse so much more if you've got a relaxed horse all the time. She's always thinking about what I want. She's always free and calm to move off. There's no muscle groups tight on her, and she's ready to work. Pick another direction. Keep the same bend in the neck, but ask her to move a little bit with your feet, so she moves on her shoulder with the same arch in her neck. A little opposite foot, turn inside tight, keeping the same bend in her neck. I want her to turn tight with the outside left leg. Change to the inside right, get her to move out on that shoulder. Step outside, keep the same bend, and just work on that. Okay, that'll do. Okay, on day 5, we're kind of going to be working on some advanced maneuvers for Comet here. You know, pretty advanced for, you know, like a horse, you know, with this level of training anyway. And it isn't anything that she, you know, can't learn. because she's learning to give with pressure. You know, she's learning from the nose all the way back down to the tail. So if we pick up something and we ask her to step over on the hind, we get a step over, sometimes on the front end, but we keep working until we get that hind step over. And there we go. So even if it's a little bit, that's a start. We want to build up from that. Want to ask again on the other side. Get that hind coming across and around. A little bit better on this right side than the left. So we want to work on that left side. Until we get a nice soft give with the pressure. When I always ask for the head down, I kind of work with a pre-cue. You know, like if I'm going to be sitting in a spot for a little while, I want to put the head down to below the wither height, almost in a sleeping position. The horse can really relax there, stretches out all of those neck muscles, and relaxes. If it's just a short break, I want to ask for the head to come up and stay up to about the wither height, so it's all the way nice and straight, all the way down from hip to the pole, and the horse is ready to go. My pre-cues, anytime we're in this kind of a position, my pre-cue would be to drop the head a little bit and then move off, at least a couple of steps. Same thing with backups. Drop the head and ask for a backup. And that builds from one step all the way back to an even, constant backward motion, just like our forward motion. And we want to start the horse by, first asking him to step over in a direction, 1 foot. Step over in a direction with the other foot. Ask for the head to drop, move off. So with the flex, I want to get my horse, when we started this at the very beginning, when I was asking for the horse to bring its head around and keep that arch in that head, no matter the radius of the turn. And then we want to ask with our inside foot to step out on the shoulder, like so, keeping the same arch, and change to the outside foot to make the turn. And we can use that outside foot to keep the turn and the radius of the head all good. We can basically steer the horse the directions we want, left and right, now with foot control. So now we can come in left, make the turn tighter on the left without increasing the radius of the neck, and we can make it go outside, making that radius larger with the opposite foot. Making the horse go forward, keeping the same bend, and moving on. Giving the horse a reward when she does the right thing. The reward is always the let go, the release of the pressure, both with my feet and my hands. So the way that I work is I always want to have only one part of my body on the top side on the horse and one part on the bottom side on the horse. I want to, if I'm asking for a flex, I want to have one hand controlling the face. The other hand might be asking for the face to do something like drop and break at the pole a little bit more. But as far as the body position, I want to tell it to do something, in that part of the body, and do it with 1 foot. For example, if I want the horse to step over, I don't really need a whole lot of rein pressure. I just need to put some foot pressure on the one side and wait for the horse to do it and step over. Relax in the process. So I keep the head straight, put a little foot pressure on, wait for it until I get a step over. And then it's a nice, calm, smooth step over. So most of the pressure is either in one hand and 1 foot at the same time. I try not to ever put both both hands pressure-wise on my horse, or foot control unless I'm asking, to go ahead with both feet at the same time. I want them to learn to step off in a direction with one foot. So I build up my cue that that's a direction that they have to choose. And that's the direction that I want them to go in. So they have to learn to choose that direction. I want to get to a point where my feet are telling my horse basically all the directions that they need to go, even the back up. I want to make them stop, and I want to make them back up with my feet, and not so much with my hands. I want to basically be able to set the head where I want it to be, up, down, left or right, control all of those ranges with my hands, and yet still be able to move my horse where I want her to be. So head over to the right and body over to the left. And then body, same arc, body around the corner to the right. And notice, the calmness of the horse. She's not pulling on my hand. I bump her to correct her, and then I let go. Change up, change directions. Ask her to put her head down again, come around that corner. Nice and relaxed neck. Good feel to her. Ask her to stop, lean back, no pressure on the hands, all with the feet. Really good for, a horse with this many rides on it. Now this horse started off bucking a little bit. She bucked with the previous trainer a little bit. She was very hyper when she first got here. So it took a little while to get her, back to where she was just thinking she was a horse again and not bucked rodeo stock. She had a tendency to throw her face around a little bit, try to get away from that pressure, but, now she's doing pretty good. She's putting her head down, relaxing, to everything that I'm asking her to do.